Fang Ping actually practiced a trick. At this time, Fang Ping took out a crying blood pill and blazed down. I fucked Fang Wenxiang couldn't help but curse secretly. Fang Ping's chi and blood recovered instantly. Dang dang, two sounds are another violent blood and two consecutive blows. A drop of cold sweat was left on by Ruashi's face. The reason why the trick is called a trick. It is the strongest killer move used by dancers in order to survive in a desperate situation. However, Fang Ping's physique seemed to be able to use his tricks all the time. Tang Feng was also speechless. Is it still a trick that can be used all the time? Chun Yunxi clenched her small fists. It was the first time I saw Fang Ting exert all her strength. She was giving Xuemei their anger out. In the ring, Fang Wenxiang knelt on the ground with one hand on his knees. Covered in blood, he couldn't help but tremble. At this time, Fang Ping swallowed another chi and blood pill. Do you still think you're lucky? Fang Wenxiang's eyes widened instantly. The power of chi and blood also permeated Fang Ping's body. You are all very proud of yourself. I always feel that my opponent is easy to bully. Now all of my team members have been badly injured by you. As a captain, I can't swallow this breath. Then his face sank. The Bloody Madness knife slashed out with two more knives. Fang Wenxiang raised his hand with difficulty to resist. The gloves in his hands finally couldn't bear to burst. Chop off your hands and get a blur of flesh and blood. Fang Wenxiang fell to the ground covered in blood. Gasping for breath, Fang Ping picked up the last pill. You just wait to die. Grunt. Fang Ping swallowed the pill. At this time, Fang Wenxiang hurriedly raised a hand tremblingly. Shout the referee. I admit defeat. Zhang Beihao raised his palm. The second round of the Demon Warrior is over. Fang Ping gritted his teeth for a while. He scolded and said that I have taken all the pills. You're throwing in the towel. Pay me for the pill. Fang Wenxiang, yes. Let me touch you again. I'm going to kill you. Split this pill back. Weak girl awakens. A strong string of 3 demon dances. Succeed. Won the championship of the first National V University Freshman Exchange Competition. At this time, Tang Feng looked. Race information in hand. Said Jin Wu defeated 5 consecutive in the semifinals. Today we played Kim Wu in the final. Then I announced the lineup. Zhao Lei stood up confidently. It's finally my turn. Chun Yunxi, Li Zhaoxu, Su Yikai, Zhao Lei. Square flat pressure array. Zhao was stunned for a moment. Fang Ping said with a little worry, and let the reserve players play. What if you get injured like you did before? Zhao Lei said, in my opinion, the school wants everyone to train the army. After the consumption of the previous game. At this moment, the elite forces are basically all defeated soldiers. And we still have 2 trump cards left in our demon martial arts, me and you. Other words, the 3 reserves of the Demon Warrior are no matter how they play. In the end, Jingwu will be cleaned up by us. Li Zhaoxiu and Su Yikai are just high-end strengths. Although Chun Yunxi's blood and grade are good, but soon because of his weakness. Cowardly, and take the initiative to admit defeat. Step down, and this time I'll play in front of you. Wait until I'm on the field. A string of 3s will not leave you with an opponent. At this time the radio sounded. Next game, Demon Dance, Chun Yunxi versus Jingwu. Implicitly invite players from both sides to play. Zhao Lei stood up and moved. Jingwu will soon be my turn. Chun Yunxi walked into the ring with willow eyebrows. Hansu spread his hands and said, Chun Yunxi, I've heard of you. Your grandfather is the president of Tsunin Taikshu University. 7 grades Grandmaster respect. I've poured a lot of educational resources into you since you were a child, but I see those resources being spent on you. What a waste. After all, you have a weak character. It's not good to fight. It's not a dancer's material at all. I advise you to throw in the towel. Chun Yunxi was not angry at all. Instead, small hands are placed on the chest. said worriedly Han Su. Your guts are hurt. It's better to rush to treatment. It is important to recuperate. The people in the audience are not calm. Fu Channing touched his head and was anxious. Said what Chen Yinshi was talking about. It's a game. Zhao Lei hummed disdainfully. There's also a mood to care about the opponent. Let's throw in the towel. Fang Ping was also speechless. Chen Yinshi's temper is too good. Han Su didn't get angry when he insulted him like that. Han Su on the field had a beating on his forehead. Angrily said that you were persuading me to admit defeat. I'm the captain of the elite martial arts. Champion of the martial arts examination. How dare you persuade me to throw in the towel? As he spoke, he held the spear and burst towards Chen Yunshi. Han Su, hate others to look down on me the most. Then a shot was stabbed. Can be a second. Chen Yunshi's figure disappeared in place. Appeared behind Han Su. Han Su was taken aback. Even Zhao Lei couldn't help but exclaim so quickly. Is Chen Yunshi so strong? Can't come to Chen Yunshi behind Han Su. But he didn't make a move. Instead, he continued to talk about Han Su. You misunderstood what I meant. If you don't go for treatment again, I'm afraid that the cultivation in the future will be delayed. Han Su grinned angrily, and I said, I hate it the most for others looking down on me. Then the gun is swung out. However, they were all avoided by Chen Yunshi. The demon dance crowd watched the game anxiously. Fu Channing shouted, hurry up and fight back. Now is not the time to pity your opponents. Chen Yunshi glanced at his teammates in the audience. There was a violent fluctuation in my heart. The students of the demon dance are doing their best to win. What reason do I have to be war-weary and retreat? You are the ones who reminded me. So, began to fight back. With one kick, he kicked Han Su's spear to the ground. What the situation? Han Su's face was shocked. Immediately after that, the power of qi and blood in Chen Yunshi's right foot quickly gathered. The next second, the kick that brought the sound of breaking wind had already come to the top of Han Su's head. I only heard a snap. Han Su flew out upside down like a cannonball. The referee's voice rang out. There was a lot of discussion in the audience of the Demon Martial Saint. This girl is in reserve. The member bar actually defeated Han Su. It looks soft and weak. It's really unseemly. Fu Channing's face was incredulous. Chen Yunshi played so easily. It took a lot of effort. Barely hurt Han Su. Fang Ping smiled slightly. Chen Yunshi is no longer as weak and cowardly as before. He's a good dancer. The rest of the game. Chen Yunshi continues to play strongly. The leg technique and sword technique are all completed. He defeated one elite opponent after another. Jingwu is not only subtle. Set military commissar reserves. The final game has been decided. Fang Ping said with a wicked smile. Zhao Lei heard that you want to come in a string of 3. Zhao Lei wanted to cry without tears. I haven't even played yet. Zhang Beihao said loudly. I would like to announce the overall champion of this year's freshman exchange competition. Demon Capital Wuda. The freshmen who participated in the competition were not afraid to fight, did not avoid the war, and played the prestige of Wuhan University. Each of the contestants showed the spirit of a martial artist. I solemnly declare, the first National Wuhan University Freshman Exchange Competition was successfully concluded. What did you want a second-grade student to enter the cave? Isn't this going to die? At this time, the Modu railway station was full of people. There was a constant stream of passengers. Fang Ping and Fang Yuan is sitting on the train back to Yang City. Fang Yuan squeezed his head hard. What to see? So fascinating. Fang Ping said. After the exchange match, Huagua has released a ranking of the top 5 students in one product. Look at the leaderboards. Fang Yuan was very unconvinced. That's not right, brother. Did they write it wrong? Aren't you the exchange champion? How is it 6th? Fang Ping rested his head with his hands. Said indifferently. The 6th is the 6th. I don't mind. Fang Yuan looked at Fang Ping with a stunned expression. It's not like your style. So Fang Ping leaned close to his ear. Whispered, "Tell you a secret. Don't talk about it yet. I've broken through to become a second-rank dancer." "What are you two products?" Fang Yuan exclaimed in an instant. Fang Ping was so frightened that he hurriedly pinched his face. Fang Yuan then began to have stars in his eyes. "Great, the flat signature below can go up in price." Fang Ping was speechless for a while. "I shouldn't have talked too much." He then opens the system panel. "Speaking of money, though, the semester really made a lot of money because of the exchange competition. The competition awards 500 credits. Breakthrough 2 flat awards 100 credits. The wealth value has risen directly to 20 million. Go home. Celebrate the new year with your family in peace." "Mom and Dad, we're back," Fang Yuan shouted and ran home. "I'll tell you, my brother is a cow. He's second class." "What is second grade?" Fang Ping's parents were shocked, and their jaws were about to fall to the ground. Fang Yuan said while gesturing, "There are also exchange competitions." Fang Ping beat his opponent all over the ground looking for teeth. "At first I was worried. I didn't expect him to stab one by one. And then it was the championship." Fang Ping's mother, Li Yueying, pursed her lips and smiled. "No wonder your dad was suddenly promoted the other day." However, Fang Mingrong didn't look very happy. He turned around and walked towards the restaurant. All right. Go and put your luggage away. Let's get ready to eat. Watch my father's actions." Fang Ping was slightly puzzled. "Dad, what's wrong?" Next, Fang Ping's family of 4 happily ate a Chinese New Year's Eve dinner. After the meal, Fang Ping gave red envelopes to his family. Then a new couplet was pasted on the doorway. Fang Yuan and his mother were watching the Spring Festival Gala in the living room. The whole family is filled with happiness. The Spring Festival atmosphere of reunion. Fang Ping and his father were drinking tea in the room. Fang Mingrong couldn't help but recall Fang Ping's situation when he participated in the exchange competition. "I fucked this kid with both hands broken. Is this still a game? It's cruel. This Jingwu student named Fang Wenxiang is too strong. He also plays fiercely than the other students. The demon martial arts are more auspicious and less auspicious." Under the model dance, one of the team members came on the field. "Old Fang, your son is going to play. What about the old man?" Strange was still there just now. Fang Mingrong picked up the teacup and said, "Does the exchange race have to be like this?" Fang Ping was stunned, then reacted immediately. "I said how Dad was sullen all the time. It turned out to be because of this." So he waved his hand and laughed. "Dad, you don't have to worry. This exchange competition is due to some special circumstances. As a last resort, our normal discussions are to the point. It won't be like that." Fang Mingrong put down the teacup. After a pause, "Say you just have a good idea in your own mind. I don't understand dancers. I don't know why you're fighting so hard. Recently, everyone in the bureau has praised our Mingrong. Gave birth to a good son. It's good. The second product is also good. We're all happy for you. But Mom and Dad want it the most. Or can you go home completely?" Fang Ping instantly felt a warmth welling up in his heart. Then he smiled and poured tea for his father. "Dad, just put 100 hearts. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do anything dangerous." Fang Mingrong slowly picked up the teacup. "That's good. Feel the warmth of being with your family." Fang Ping couldn't help but think, if you want to talk about why the dancers fight so hard, I guess it's for protection. At this time, several bigwigs in the southern Xinjiang governor's mansion gathered. Zhang Dingnan, the governor of southern Xinjiang province, said, This is an action to encircle and suppress cults in southern Xinjiang. It is to prepare for the forbidden cave for second-grade students." Lu Fengru stood up excitedly, said that no matter how strong a second-grade martial artist is, he is also a second grade. "Isn't the forbidden cave going to die? I can't let my students take risks." Zhang Beihao hurriedly raised his hand to persuade Feng Ro. "Don't get excited. The Ministry of Education had no choice but to do so. Now the situation in the cave is becoming more and more tense. Cults have also seized the opportunity to cause chaos. There is no time left. Let's slowly train new warriors. But Huang Jin grabbed Lu Fengrong. Then he looked at Zhang Dingnan and said, except for the martial artists in the cave, there is also a large number of military personnel stationed. They are. Ordinary warriors don't have to fight. Not timid in battle. College students as warriors. There is no reason not to fight. Vice Minister Zhang. This must be certain. Of course we won't let it. What Yang City may appear, cave entrance. Damn, isn't that my house? We must improve our strength as soon as possible. At this time, Fang Yuan brought a poster with great interest. Said that this year's Lantern Festival night, there is a fireworks display by the riverside. Fang Ping's parents also said excitedly, I've heard that this time it's quite large. There must be a lot of people. If you want to go, you have to leave early. Get a good spot. Sits into the firecrackers. The smell of the new year is gone. This time, it's going to be lively. Fang Yuan ran in front of Fang Ping. Brother, you don't want to go. Let's not go. Fang Ping said without being too cold. You can't see it at home. Why go out and crowd people? Fang Yuan looked at Fang Ping expectantly. Go, go, go. It's been a long time since we've been out as a family. Fang Ping was speechless for a while. But it seems to be too. It's been since the last time the family went out. It's already before school starts. At this time, Fang Ping's mobile phone suddenly rang. The screen turns. Fang Ping came to the Yangqing Hotel. At this time, countless people have already gathered here. Fang Ping asquetan thempinuncletan suspiciously. Here's what it's about. Tan Jinping replied that he had something to announce. All dancers in Yangqing must be present. Then, Bai Jingshan, the governor of Yangqing City, who was standing on the stage, spoke. Everyone is welcome to participate in this Yangqing dancer exchange meeting. As for the reason why you are here today, I'll get straight to the point. Lan Jiang saved the latest documents. There is a need for a double control of the blood-banded dancers. All counties and cities are required to set up teams of folk dancers. Conduct a month-long intensive training in tactics. Second, once a year, we will conduct an assessment of blood abandonment and tactics. Reset. The audience was in an uproar. What allows us to practice tactics? No, I'm 50 years old. What are you still practicing? Several people angrily expressed my opposition. Admiral Bai is also too messy. Isn't being a dancer just for the iron rice bowl? We don't go to war again. That's right. There's a lot of stuff at home in the company. How can there be spare time for training? Bai Jingshan scolded sharply. That's an order. No, no, no. Remove the dancer's status immediately. All benefits are withdrawn. The venue fell silent in an instant. Fang Ping pondered and wept blood. There are many dancers who eat and wait for death if they get a job title. But the implementation is so urgent. Something has happened. After the meeting ended, Bai Jingshan called Fang Ping alone. Fang, I don't know how much you know about the real world of dancers. Fang Ping said hesitantly. You shouldn't be crying. Bai Jingshan replied. Looks like you know. In fact, the meeting said the new policy. At present, he is only in the 3 provinces of southern Xinjiang, Nannan, Hunan, and Zhe. The reason is related to the cave. We go through the analysis of recent years. The time and location of the cave entrance. Found a pattern. The next entrance is likely to open in southern Xinjiang. Fang Ping's pupils in southern Xinjiang suddenly constricted. It won't appear in our Yangqing. Bai Jingshan's face was solemn. The possibilities are enormous. That's why the province is in a hurry to rectify. Strengthen local power. Our southern Xinjiang economy is weak. It's not easy to be strong. It's also hard to keep the strong. Classmate Fang, I'll talk to you about this alone. Nothing else. Then he held Fang Ping's shoulder and said earnestly, if the entrance to the Heaven and Earth Cave is really open here, I also hope that Fang can come back to support southern Xinjiang. Protect Yangqing. Fang Ping said solemnly. The Admiral is reassured. As long as I'm strong enough, there will be no fear. Lantern Festival night. The Yangqing River is bustling with people. Fang Ping's parents and Fang Yuan also come here to watch the fireworks display. Fang Yuan pouted angrily. Mom and Dad comforted him. Don't be unhappy. Your brother received a temporary notice from the tutor too. There is no way to do it. I'll take a video for him later. Just watch it together. Fang Yuan said angrily. I won't shoot. Love doesn't come. Who scares him? Knock knock. Brilliant fireworks burst into the sky of Yangqing. However, Fang Ping could only enjoy this scene on his mobile phone. Ting ting, the voice of her parents came from her mobile phone. When you arrive at school, remember to eat some glutinous rice balls. Practice well at school. Don't put too much pressure. When you're tired, go home. Fang Ping, you big liar. I said I was going to come, but I didn't come. If it weren't for my parents begging me, I'm not going to shoot you fireworks. Look out the window. Fang Ping's face couldn't help but become solemn. Will there be a cave entrance in Yangqing? It doesn't have to be impossible. Yangqing is my hometown. There is my family. To protect them, I have to get stronger quickly. A little faster. The next day, Fang Ping and Lu Fengru walked on the Demon Dance campus. Fang Ping opened his mouth to ask the tutor and was in a hurry to call me back. Is there something important? Lu Fengru said yes. No time. At the end of the month, the school will send you to southern Xinjiang. Carry out the task of encircling and suppressing evil cults. There is a high probability that you will encounter the enemy of the 3rd grade. And one more. It is possible to let the students of the 2nd rank enter the cave early. Fang Ping's brows furrowed. Isn't that like sending people to death? Therefore, it is imperative to improve the strength as soon as possible. To protect important people, we must improve our strength as soon as possible. Teenagers form a team. Unexpectedly, in the first mission, I encountered 2 2nd-grade gold bosses. At this time, the Demon Martial Arts training building was in the building. Fang Ping and Chun Yunxi were practicing. However, Fang Ping was absent-minded. Ever since I learned about the cave invasion, I've been having a nightmare, dreaming of my parents. Fang Yuan's cold body hung from the beams. I would never allow anything like that to happen. I'm going to be strong. So Fang Ping chopped the phoenix mouth knife to the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to form a 2nd-class team. Go to pick up the task of the military department. Are you interested? Fu Chengding exclaimed in surprise. A few other people from the military department said yes. I'm interested. The mission rewards of the military department must be very rich. We've all entered the 2nd grade. It's time to do something big. Seeing that several people agreed, Fu Changding also said stubbornly, "Isn't it just the task of the military department? It was a piece of cake for a few of us." Chun Yunxi lowered her head and said, "Although I have also entered the 2nd grade realm, but I'm afraid of holding back." Zhao Lei waved his hand and said, "Don't go for fear of holding back. Save your kindness from harming everyone." Fang Ping said with a wicked smile. "What's the matter? Zhao Lei, are you a dog? There are even hind legs." Zhao Lei's face turned purple for a while. "What did you say?" Fu Changding suddenly pulled down Zhao Lei's pants. "Let me see if these 2 legs are dog legs." Zhao Lei's face turned red instantly. Fu Changding, fuck your uncle. Yang Xiaoman comfortet Chen Yunxi. Yunxi, don't pay attention to Zhao Lei. Fang Ping, who said it, also grinned. Yes, you have to believe in yourself. You're Chen Yunxi. Not weaker than others at all. Chun Yunxi's touched lips of the policeman. I'll definitely do my best. Lu Fengru in the stand said. In the coming months, the 2nd-ranked dancer will perform the crypt mission. It's better to hone a little more now. Save the time of scrambling. Zhao Xuemei hurriedly raised her hand and said, Mentor, I would also like to join. Li Vengroidaunet. No, you've just recovered from your injuries. And it has not broken through the 2nd grade realm. Well, Zhao Xuemei instantly fell to the guardrail in disappointment. At night, Fang Ping's team came to a wood. Fang Ping deployed this mission. The goal is a stronghold of creationism. The leader of the stronghold is a second-rank pinnacle. In addition, there are 3 first-rank martial artists. Yang Xiaoman and Tang Song Yin guarded the back door, responsible for cutting off the enemy's retreat. Zhao Lei and I restrained the peak of the second grade. Fu Changning dealt with a first-class martial artist. Chun Yunxi is in charge of ordinary people. Tang Song Yin said cautiously, "The mission information this time will not be inaccurate. I suffered a loss last time. I saw Fang Ping Si come to a sigh. Tear up the mission information." Yang Xiaoman was taken aback. "Fang Ping, you're crazy." Fang Ping raised his finger and shh. "Be quiet, don't be spotted. I'm here to give you a heads up. Don't trust the information completely. If suddenly there is a second or third grade." I resisted the strongest Zhao Lei, he who is responsible for giving to himself. Finally, remember one principle. If you can fight, you can fight. If you can't beat it, you can run. We're here to make money. I'm not here to fight hard. Do you understand? So they went according to their plan. Each in place. Listen to me. Prepare for action. At this time, a bald head was snoring at the door. Several people slowed down, quietly approaching. 321 action. Fang Ping quickly stepped forward. A handful of mouths covering the bald head. Pushed both hands together. The bald head received a boxed lunch. Several other people slowly gathered around. Suddenly, there was a click. It was Zhao Lei who stepped on a branch. Oh no. Fang Ping secretly said in his heart that it was not good. The next second, the lights in the room suddenly went out. Then there was a snap. The window burst open. A figure quickly burst out of the room. Straight to Zhao Lei. Chun Yunxi dodged. Came to Zhao Lei. Blocked a punch for him. Immediately after that, 2 more people came out. Fu Changning and Zhao Lei hurriedly greeted them. Then the door burst open. 2 weapons burst out of the door. Fang Ping hurriedly picked up the phoenix mouth knife and turned around to resist. I didn't expect that there were really 2 two-handled leaders. He's pushing me. The teenager was furious. Unleash a triple slash of blood. Angrily beheaded the 2 leaders of the second-rank realm cult. At this time, 2 cult leaders of the second-rank realm broke out of the door. Fang Ping thought confidently, although it was 2 second grade. But after all, the strength is limited. My low doubt has reached the Skyclave realm. It's not a problem to deal with them. Dang dang. The 2 voices took the attack of the 2. Draw a few meters on the ground. A curvature curled away from the corners of his mouth. With the help of powerful teammates. This battle can be won without having to consume wealth points. Now it's just a matter of stabilizing these 2. Just wait for your teammates to help. Suddenly, a large knife flew from behind Fang Ping. Fang Ping was taken aback. Is there still an enemy? When the bang. The big knife hit Fang Ping's head. Directly hit Fang Ping's head with a big bag. I rely on the pain so much. It turned out to be Zhao Lei. Knocked a cultist's weapon flying. Even the knife was knocked away by me. Your strength is too weak. Fang Ping scolded angrily. Zhao Lei, are you a pig? That knife almost hurt me by mistake. On the other side, Vice Changning jumped forward. A shot was stabbed at a cultist. However, the other party dodged the tip of the gun sideways. Zhao Lei, who went straight to the rear. Hey, get out of the way. Zhao Lei, I'm damned. Zhao Lei was so frightened that he hurriedly jumped up. The 2 began to tear each other apart. Top your uncles. You're going to stab me to death. Who made you appear behind my gun? I can see it anywhere. Don't you pick a particular place yourself? Then there was a sudden bang. The 2 were blown up directly. Yang Xiaoman said apologetically yes. I'm sorry I didn't control my strength for a while. You're all right. This wave of operations directly made Fang Ping angry and cracked in place. He's playing with it. A little bit of teamwork, okay? Fang Ping tried his best to resist the attacks of the two. It was supposed to be a task that could be done quickly. He's pushing me. Case. It seems that this money can't be saved. So Fang Ping suddenly burst into a violent blood and slashed 3 times in a row. The knife flashed. A cult leader was directly cut off by the waist. Fang Ping's eyes rolled. And one more. The other cult leader was so frightened that he turned around and ran. I want to run square flat and step on the ground with the soles of my feet. A few dodges came up behind him. Consume 430,000 fortune value. Qi and blood are restored. Fang Ping held the knife in both hands. Take a leap. Bloody knife. I only heard a click. The cult leader also received a box lunch. At this time, Fang Ping said with sharp eyes, I will say it again. The original intention of forming this team was to make money and speed up the cultivation. Give me a meow to be serious. Are you crazy? That's the pinnacle of the 3 grades. The junior squad comes into contact with the Sampan mission for the first time. Just now, Fang Ping's team wiped out a cult stronghold. Fang Ping put a handbag on the ground. All the loot is here. The total value is about 6 million. The cost of this battle is enough to 2 million. The crowd was speechless for a while. In other words, after removing the cost, only 4 million was earned. And it cost 6 people. Fang Ping covered his head. Such a rookie team. In the year of the monkey, you can save enough money. Half a month later, Crash Hotel. Fang Ping took the pen and wrote. While talking about the past half a month, we've done 12 tasks, but the bounty is relatively low. As he spoke, he pulled out his wanted notebook. Everyone chooses the next task. It's best to have a higher bounty. Fu Chanding ripped a page from the wanted book. How about talking about this 0508? There are 10 million of them, and it is a cult mission that we are familiar with. Objective, yellow hair. The leader of the cult broke off in 3 grades. A bounty of 7 million was offered. Yang Xiaoman said in surprise, are you crazy? Can we beat the wanted criminals of the 3 products? Fu Chanding pointed to Fang Ping on the sofa. Confidently said that Fang Ping was already at the peak of the 2nd grade. We can't beat him with 6 of us. At this time, Chen Yunxi also ripped off a page from the wanted book. Let's turn 2 more pages and take a look. Wanted number 0511. Mission objective, Pan Xiaoyang. The pinnacle of 3 products. A reward of 10 million was offered. Yang Xiaoman instantly tracked Yunxi. Are you crazy too? They still chose the first stage of the 3rd grade. You actually chose a 3-grade pinnacle. Fang Ping analyzed. This Huang Mao is a real combat martial artist. And killed. Man is clearly a dangerous and cunning criminal. And this bald man is a civilian warrior. He is only suspected of the crime of selling secrets. No one has ever been killed. The campaign of the civilian warrior is weak. It might be easier to fight. It's just that the timing of his activities is uncertain. The location is also imprecise. We simply don't know where to start. Forthwith, Fang Ping tore off the wanted warrant for Huang Mao. I decided to scratch the yellow hair. The screen turns. The crowd came to the crash park. At this time, a yellow-haired man was selling balloons in the park. Yang Xiaoman and Fu Chanding squatted in the grass nearby. Yang Xiaoman said that it was yellow hair. I couldn't make a mistake. And then Fu Chanding said Fang Ping according to the sale. Target confirmation. Fang Ping replied that it was received. Attention all. Be careful to surround up. Zhao Lei and Tang Songyan dressed as park cleaners. Immediately gear up. My hands are itchy. Suddenly, a few children were attracted to the balloon and run to the yellow hair. Chen Yunxi exclaimed, it's not good. There was a child. Fang Ping hurriedly instructed everyone to speed up the action. Be sure to receive it before your child. So a few people quickly went to Huang Wei. Walked through the square in the crowd. The 2 were suddenly startled. The brothers found baldness. So what to do? Which one to catch first? Fang Ping hurriedly got an idea. Fang Ping turned his head to look at the baldness. He looked back at Huang Mao again. At this moment, a child suddenly rushed forward. Uncle with yellow hair's thighs. I want balloons. Immediately after that, several more children also ran over. Seeing this, Fang Ping said relieved. Huang Mao also has a task on his side. As long as we don't get out of danger, he won't hurt the child. Now change the pursuit target. Grab the ball top and have a strong blood pressure. Is this the strength of the peak of the three products? At this time, Fang Ping's team tracked the mission target bald. Come to a wooded field in the wilderness. I saw the bald open a hidden basement. Go down and pick up a large handbag. He was about to leave. Suddenly, there was a movement in the ear. And then quickly, turn your head to look up. I saw Fang Ping holding the phoenix mouth knife and poking it down suddenly. But baldness is worthy of being the pinnacle of the three grades. Extremely responsive. Dodge the attack with a back jump. Fang Ping picked up the phoenix mouth knife, ready to poke down again. That's when the bald man launched a counterattack. All I heard was a loud bang. Countless stones flew out of the entrance to the chamber. Fang Ping hurriedly jumped back to dodge. Then he wiped the corners of his mouth. His eyes gradually became solemn. It's so strong. Looked at the phoenix mouth knife that was still trembling in his hand. I was a little surprised. It turns out that this is the pinnacle of Sampin. However, Bald had no intention of making a move with Fang Ping. Hold the bag and start running. Escape at the same time. I said it disdainfully. A second-grade person dares to do it with me. Fang Ping waved the phoenix mouth knife in his hand. Unhurriedly walked behind. Who said I was the only one with a second grade? The voice fell. Only a few breaking winds were heard. Blink of an eye. Zhao Lei and the others quickly rushed out of the woods. Surround the bald masses. Bald, the power of qi and blood is pervasive. Then he said contemptuously, what is the difference between six? Feel the power of qi and blood released by baldness. Fang Ting was slightly surprised. Qi and blood are released. What a strong deterrent. Bald glanced at Chen Yunxi. Said if I wanted to kill someone, I'm sure I'll kill you first. Chun Yin's eyes widened suddenly. Unconsciously clenched his fists. Fang Ping also frowned. It is worthy of the pinnacle of the three products. The weakness of the encirclement was detected at a glance. Baldness, however, went on to say that. I don't want to kill anyone. Hear this. Fang Ping's heart sank. Obviously he has the upper hand, but took the initiative to show weakness. The campaign of the civilian warriors was indeed weak. So Fang Ping opened his mouth skillfully. We don't want to kill either. I just want to exchange you for a bounty of 10 million. Baldness is also an understanding person. He immediately opened the large bag in his arms. Said that this is the case. How about making a deal? Isn't that 10 million? It doesn't matter who takes it from. I saw him take out a few wades of cash from his bag and hand them to Fang Ping. I'll give you 10 million. You don't think you've seen me. Fang Ping tilted his head. The opponent is determined to fight. Seems to be able to make some fuss. Everyone else fell silent. Looked at Fang Ping nervously. I saw Fang Ping throw the phoenix mouth knife to the ground. Then he raised his hands and said with a smile, brothers, put your weapons down. Cao Lei scolded loudly. Fang Ping, what are you doing? Fang Ping thought in his heart. If there is a real war, Yunxi is definitely in danger. Steady him first. So he smiled and said something that could be solved with money. There's no need to fight and kill. That's right, uncle. After hearing this, everyone also put down their weapons one after another. Baldness is seen. It also reigned in the power of qi and blood that was released. Then he took out 10 million cash and gave it to Fang Ping. Fang Ping counted the cash on the ground. Said to see the one and notice. Uncle is not a traitor. Baldness's eyes darkened. I also have a hard time. Fang Ping said with a smile. It's not that the world is bad. forcing people to do evil. Bald doesn't want to talk nonsense either. Is the money counted? If it's okay, I'll go. After saying that, he turned around and prepared to leave. Wait, Fang Ping hurriedly stood up and said. Tang Songyan was also holding a big knife. Quickly block in front of baldness. The bald man turned his head and scolded the stinky boy. You want to play tricks? Fang Ping smiled and walked in front of the bald man. Hand him a wad of cash. The 1 million will be returned to you. It's our sincerity. Bald looked puzzled. What do you mean? Fang Ping put the cash in his bald bag. I said it was our sincerity. And it's not easy for the 6 of us to divide 10 million. 9 million is just right. Thanks. Bald replied embarrassedly and left. Walking slowly, Fang Ping waved his hand and smiled. After Balding gone, several other people began to output frantically to each other. Fang Ping, how can you make a deal with criminals? Your consciousness as a warrior. Fang Ping also ignored their dissatisfaction. Take out your phone. Call Wang Jinyang to feed. Brother Wang, you traitor to Nanwu Pan Xiaoyang. I'll put a tracker on him. Send someone to catch it. Everyone suddenly opened. Okay, Fang Ping didn't expect to have this hand. What do you want us to challenge the 5 major ones in southern Xinjiang? Fight a second-class battle. No problem, we're going to settle this wicked man. Just now, Fang Ping succeeded in balding from the mission target. 9 million in cash. Look at the cash on the ground. Fang Ping raised his hand and said, please. You can start splitting the spoils. A drop of cold sweat was drawn on the faces of several people. Said that there is really you. Fang Ping can also make money from the criminals, yeah. Well, this time it's your fault. Next time there is a plan to say in advance. Don't make us look like idiots. Fang Ping said with his hands in front of his chest. Then do I have martial arts? Is there any enlightenment? Is there wisdom or not? Fu Changding said with a look of admiration. There are some, and there are too much. I finally realized what the joy of making money is. Zhao Lei, who was squatting on the ground, couldn't help but be speechless for a while. Yang Xiaoman raised his head and asked Fang Ping. After Nanwu caught baldness, will you give us some clue fees? Fu Changding said with 10 fingers. The lead fee is only a few bucks. It's better to find Wang Jinyang directly. Let him show us the way. A flash of joy crossed Fang Ping's eyes. That's right, Lao Wang is now flat. Looking for him must make a profit. So a few people came to Nanjiang Wuka University. Wang Jinyang led a few people in front. The following 6 second-class products come to Nanbu. You demons are really bold. Fang Ping touched his head and said embarrassedly. Brother Wang, don't laugh at us. We're all going crazy poor. I'm looking for you to make some more money. Wang Jinyang said, I really have a way to fame and fortune. I don't know if you're interested. Fang Ping was shocked. Fame and fortune. What a way. Wang Jinyang said, you still remember what I once gave you. I've talked about ways to mobilize emotions. Anger from humiliation. Not only can it make people temporarily burst out of super chi and blood, it also makes people progress. Our students in Nanbu are not enterprising these days. Greedy for fun. The top brass of Nanbu wants to carry out reforms, but they have been slow to implement them. So I want to use your strength. Let the students of Nanwu also taste the taste of humiliation. Fang Ping said in surprise. Brother Wang, you don't mean that let's challenge the South 5. Wang Jinyang grinned yes. Challenge the South 5. Play a 2-2 match. Fang Ping's little head moved Brother Wang. That's not appropriate. If you are injured, Wang Jinyang could see Fang Ping's careful thoughts at a glance. Don't worry, I can't lose you. Each person has 3 second-grade D blood pills. And when the time comes, you can ask Governor Zhang. Principal Liu and the 2 clans watched the battle. Fang Ping turned his head to look at the few people behind him. Everybody don't do it. Several people were so excited that they responded in unison. I have to do it. Fang Ping turned his head to look at Wang Jinyang. Then we should condemn this wicked man. as soon as the news came out. On the men's martial arts playground. Soon, countless people gathered to watch the battle. Wang Jinyang said to a few people on the side of the ring, "I can only make up 5 second-grade pinnacles on my side. So one of the 6 of you can't play." Tang Songyan stepped forward and said, I'm the only one of us who isn't secondarily vulnerable. I'm not going to fight." Wang Jinyang smiled. "Then it will depend on you later." Zhao Lei moved his muscles and said, "Rest assured. Leave it to our overlord brother." Chun Yunshi, who was on the side, looked at Yang Xiaoman nervously. "Xiaoman, have you seen Fang Ping? Others don't know where they've gone." The 5 major magic capitals challenged the 5 major in southern Xinjiang. The 3 great masters personally sat in charge. The teenager showed overwhelming strength in his first fight. At this time, Fang Ping held his mobile phone and said excitedly, "Classmates, I'm going to have good news for you. Police Dean Huang and mentor by Ruashi are coming to protect us." Everyone looked at each other. "What's your reaction?" "Don't believe me." Fu Chanding scratched a drop of cold sweat on his face. "No, we mainly don't believe. You're going to be happy about it," Fang Ping said with a forced smile. "Is it so obvious?" Then he exhaled and said, "That's right, none of these are the most important things. Most importantly, this challenge. The school will provide 20 Yapinki blood pills. 5 second-grade blood pills as support." Everyone was amazed. Fu Chanding said with a smile, "Fang Ping is really a business wizard in the martial arts world. When it comes to making money, no one can compare to him." Yang Xiaoman also said in disbelief, "This man is damn dazzling today." The game begins. As the referee fell, the names of the combatants on both sides were also reported. Chun Pengfei, a junior at the 5 great ordnance academies in southern Xinjiang. The second pinnacle task points are the 5th male, and the second is 3rd. Zhao Lei raised his fists, said impatiently, "That's a lot of nonsense." Magic 5 Zhao Lei 2 products out of the paragraph. The voice fell. The 2 burst out at the same time. "Watch the game on the field." Zhang Dingnan smiled with interest. "Not bad." The smell of gunpowder was so strong at the beginning. At this time, Huang Jing also came to the scene. "Governor Zhang, President Liu." "Excuse me. I'm late," Zhang Dingnan said jokingly. "Lao Huang came so late. I thought you would float away if you won the freshman exchange competition." Huang Jing said that he had just received news from Fang Ping's kid. "And he came at once?" Nanhua Principal Liu Xiaochang joked. "It would have been nice if you had come a little later. You don't have to see your students fail miserably." Huang Jing was not to be outdone. "Yes, if you lose twice in a row. It's a little unbearable," Liu Xiaochang said angrily. "Huang Jing, you bad old man. It's not in your mother's martial arts right now." Zhang Dingnan disagreed. "Which side will win? I don't know until I finish fighting." "Arrogant in the ring," Chun Pengfei shouted angrily. Then he stabbed Zhao with a shot that broke the wind. Lei jumped forward, jump into the air, dodged the attack. The corners of Chun Pengfei's mouth twitched. Jumped up to dodge the gun. There is no root under the feet. Gotta fall. Look at my prejudgment gun. So he stabbed Zhao Lei at the location where he was about to fall. But Zhao Lei's body suddenly stopped in the air. Chun Pengfei's pupils suddenly constricted. What turned out to be no whereabouts. The demon warriors were also taken aback. Fang Ping smiled lightly and said yes. Zhao Lei also reached the war sky realm. I only heard a bang. Zhao Lei kicked Chun Pengfei in the face. Chun Pengfei was directly kicked upside down. Zhao Lei grabbed the spear that Chun Pengfei had taken off, then draw an arc in the air. The tip of the gun was pointed at Chun Pengfei. Said lightly. Chun Pengfei was shocked. Then he shouted in horror, "I admit defeat. I didn't expect to meet a ruthless person." The boy was red-eyed. "I thought I was scared of you." At this time, Wang Jinyang commented on the other party and said, "You will go on the next game. Defeat the remaining 4 quickly. Only in this way can the reform of Nambu be smoothly promoted." The corners of Fang Ping's mouth were raised. The employer's advice I had to meet. So he walked into the ring with a phoenix mouth knife. The peak of the second grade of the model dance. Please be merciful to my sister's subordinates. Who is your senior sister? Look at the knife while talking. The blue leaves have stomped on the soles of their feet. The ground burst out. Fang Ping dodged the attack sideways. This time with contempt. I will not use the system. Both to save money. It is also to test their true strength. Zhang Dingnan below said, I remember using this little guy at the National Martial Arts Championships. My bloody thief. Principal Liu said regretfully. This child is from southern Xinjiang. It's a pity that I couldn't be admitted to southern Xinjiang Wuhan University. What a brain drain. Huang Jing said with a smile on his face. Why did President Liu say this? It doesn't matter if it's a demon martial artist or a male martial artist. Aren't they all for the country? Zhang Dingnan touched his chin and asked him to come to see me later. I have something. Give him this time. Lon K on the stage rolled his eyes and scolded the bastard. Will you just run away? Fang Ping joked, you can't hit me. What can I do? Lon K is angry, don't run if there is a kind. So Fang Ping put down the phoenix mouth knife. Then I'll show you it. How vulnerable you are to this male 5th and 2nd grade. With that, Fang Ping suddenly rushed out of the violent blood trifecta. I only heard 3 thumping thumps. Blue Knight instantly flew upside down like a cannonball. Fly out of the ring a few meters away. I was caught by a classmate before I reluctantly stopped. The corners of Zhang Dingnan's mouth lifted. Not bad. He was able to use the bloody knife in his palm. A sadistic smile crossed Fang Ping's face. You lost. Let's replace it with another one. I'm here at this time. A fat man rushed into the ring with a fist clenched. I stopped Fang Ping, hurriedly raised his hand to interrupt him. Then he waved his hand in embarrassment and said that there was no need to sign up. I don't remember the week either. The fat man grinned in anger. Pick up the big knife and rush towards Fang Ping. I will kill you. Only to hear a snap. As soon as the fat man rushed out, he was slapped away by Fang Ping. One of the front teeth was knocked out. Then it slammed into the outside of the ring. The broadsword also spun and fell. A cut in his crotch, fall in front of him, directly scared the fat man to pee on the spot. The current score is 3-0. The male 5 has not won a game. The corner of Wang Jinyang's mouth picked a wicked person. That's what Fang Ping wanted. In the next game, a blue-haired man plays. He said as he danced his steps. Extraordinary indeed. Can be so contemptuous of my male dance students. It's a bit excessive. Fang Ping's brows furrowed slightly. This guy is different from the previous ones. It's rare to meet an opponent. No system, no way. I'm going to convince the audience. So Fang Ping raised his hand and pointed at the blue-haired man and said, okay. I'll play with you empty-handed in this one. The two started directly and head-on. A meal of Euler. After Euler, both stepped back at the same time. What a hard fist. Fang Ping looked at the fist that was faintly painful, slightly surprised. However, the blue-haired man is not comfortable either. The blue-haired man shouted again, rushed towards Fang Ping again. Fang Ping was taken aback. I've run into a ruthless person. However, Fang Ping did not choose to fight with him again. Instead, one hand on the ground. When the head kicks out, the blue-haired man didn't expect it either. Was kicked backwards by Fang Ping. But he was quick to react. Take advantage of the situation and grab Fang Ping's right foot. Fang Ping quickly kicked up with his left foot. The blue-haired man raised his hand to resist. Slide backwards. After a distance. Before Fang stabilized his body. Roared again and threw a punch. Oops, I can't hide from it. Fang Ping secretly said in his heart. Not good. In the next second, he was punched in the face by a blue-haired man. Draw a few meters on the ground before stopping. Bairuashi said in surprise who this person was. It's not like I've been on the battlefield. Wang Jinyang said with a solemn face. teacher by his right. His name is Gu Xiong, born into a military family. That's dangerous. Gu Xiong didn't give Fang Ping a chance to breathe, rushing towards him again. Fang Ping's strength is not enough. Fang Ping, also red-eyed. A cruel look flashed through his eyes. I thought I was scared of you. Utter madness. The boy fell into a rampage. Defeated the soldier Ho Yi strongly. Appreciated by the governor of southern Xinjiang province. Get the best cheats. At this time, Fang Ping and Gu Xiong's fists collided fiercely. When the bang. The sound of metal clashing came from between fists. A ferocious wave of air also spread from the center of the collision. It's terrible. Chen Yunxi was shocked in her heart. Tempered bones collide. There was a sound of metal colliding. Unexpectedly, Zhang Dingnan couldn't help but admire. Huang Jing said with a smug face, "My demon martial arts students don't just rely on resources to pile up. If you don't have the heart to fight, Fang Ping can't become the first freshman." With that, he walked towards the ring. If you continue to fight, you will be seriously injured. Even if it's a draw. Zhang Dingnan grabbed him by the shoulder. Wait a little longer. The system prompt sounds. Less than 15% of qi and blood. Fang Ping shouted frantically. Then a head hammer is thrown. The bear was knocked into a mess. Fang Ping was completely insane. The head was raised again. Then there was another bang. Blood splattered from their heads. The system prompts that the blood and qi should be continuously warned that the blood is less than 10%. However, Gu Xiong's consciousness also began to blur. It's time to wrap it up. Fang Ping congratulated. Kicked out suddenly, Gu Xiong flew directly over the heads of the audience. There was a thud and a thud on the ground. Fang Ping's face was also covered in blood at this time. No system. I can only barely win. I'm still too weak. The next voice just fell. Wang Jinyang grabbed Fang Ping's shoulder. Step down. Being able to defeat Gu Xiong has proven your strength. Fang Ping hesitated. Didn't you tell me to stop them? I could have a few more. Wang Jinyang said that it was already possible, and Governor Zhang wants to see him. Fang Ping was taken aback. Governor. So Fang Ping immediately went to the office to find Zhang Dingnan. Zhang Dingnan put his hands behind his back. Said Fang Ping, "You seem to have been using my bloody knife." Well, Fang Ping touched his cheek embarrassedly. Simple and crude. Very easy to use. Zhang Dingnan turned his head. Said, "The bloody madness knife you learned was created by my 4-rank Jinsher. The level can only be considered average." With that, he turned around, raised it with one hand. A cheat book slowly flew into his hand. This is after I got into the middle mirror. A new and improved version of the bloody blade. You take it. With that, he handed the cheats to Fang Ping. Fang Ping was shocked in his heart. It was able to pick up things from the air. What a trick. He took the secret note with both hands. Said flatteredly, "Thank you, Governor." Zhang Ding turned south. He waved his hand. "Nothing else? Let's go down." Fang Ping answered and left. At this time, Huang pushed open the door and walked in. Hopefully, my students won't disappoint the governor. Zhang Dingnan took a deep breath. The Lanjiang cave crisis is about to erupt. I just hope these little shells will grow up soon. There was a clang on the other side. A student of the male martial arts fell heavily on the sidelines. A mouthful of blood spurted out. The referee also sounded. The last one. Demon martial victory. Fang Ping clapped his hands and smiled. Xiaoman played well. Young Xiaoman spread his hands disdainfully. On the opposite side, there is a chicken. I didn't have a good time. What did you say? The male 5 student struggled to his feet, gritted his teeth. At this time, Wang Jinyang walked into the ring. Why did he say it wrong? This time, several veterans of the male 5 failed miserably. A group of freshmen in Magic 5 won a big victory. Think about it. What is the purpose of entering the Big 5? Male 5 students bowed their heads unwillingly. Fell silent. Fang Ping clenched his fists. To be stronger, of course. In order to have the ability to protect Wang Jinyang. And then I think you know better than anyone else. The weak are always inferior. Are you willing to become weak? The unwilling Nanhua student shouted. Fang Ping also reflected on himself. Brother, Wang lends our hand. Let your younger brothers and sisters sober up. It can be described as well-intentioned. In this moment, it seems to be for me too. Wang Jinyang's eyes froze. If you are not reconciled, just think about what the future holds. Fang Ping touched the secret in his arms. How to go, of course, is to become stronger. After going back to school, I'm going to hit the 3 flat paths. The teenager successfully broke through the 3-grade mirror. This kid can actually use the 6-rank mirror in order to sense the spiritual power. Could it be a Grandmaster seedling? At this time, in front of Building 3 in the South District of Mo, Fang Ping was sitting on the steps waiting for Lu Fengru. He looked at the system interface. The corners of his mouth were raised in relief. This time, I went to southern Xinjiang. It's not in vain. The hard work is finally rich again. The value of wealth rose to 21 million. 80 credits. But then a cold sweat slipped down his face. I just don't know how much it will cost to break through the 3 products. Come with me. Lu Fengru's voice came. Enter the building. I saw that Qin Fengqing was sparring with a boy at this time. Fang Ping's eyes widened. Wasn't that senior brother Qin? Lu Fengru said with interest. It's a competition. It just so happened that Qin Fengqing was at the peak of the 3 grades. You can take a look at the strength of the 3-pin mirror. Fang Ping looked at Lu Fengru curiously. Who is the person who is learning from senior brother Qin? Lu Fengru replied to CLA. 3-grade high section. It's other than you. Another 3 brittle bones. At this time, CLA raised his right fist and shouted Qin Fengqing. Do you really think that you can be unscrupulous at the peak of the 3 grades? The voice fell. A punch went straight to Qin Fengqing's inner door. Qin Fengqing didn't use a knife. It was also a punch. Fists collide. CLA was taken aback. Hurriedly make a back jump to open the distance. An evil smile appeared on Qin Fengqing's face. Isn't it great to have 3 bones? I'm going to have a good time with you today. At this time, CLA's right hand was paralyzed and hung down. The blood dripped uncontrollably. Fang Ping said with a shocked face, Senior brother Qin is so strong. It didn't hurt at all. Lu Fengru said flatly. This is the pinnacle of the 3 products. Except for this. What else do you see? Fang Ping said seriously. Qi and blood flow freely. Attackable or few. That's right. Lu Fengru explained that the 2nd-rank dancers temper their limbs. The forces are scattered. It is very difficult to mobilize qi and blood in one place. When you get to the 3rd product, it will become much easier. Sampagin tempers the torso. Thread your limbs through. The power is strengthened as a whole. Here's why. Only the 3-rank martial artist can be called an elite. Fang Ping asked suspiciously. Then why is senior brother Qin so durable? Lu Fengru replied to the peak of the 3rd grade. The flesh and muscles are also completely refined. He's an Iron Man now. Shear just went to the dry bones. Tempering completed. Or ordinary flesh. The corners of Fang Ping's mouth rose slightly. Flesh and muscle. It's not actually divided by the number of bone tempering. The stage of the 3 products is actually a little interesting. The screen turns. Lu Fengru took Fang Ping to the energy room. The staff member stretched out his palm. He smiled and said, "Hello, classmates. The training room will be open for 5 hours. Samurai credits need to be paid. Please show your martial arts certificate." Fang Ping turned his head to look at Lu Fengru. Lu Fengru said lightly, "Don't look at me. Pay myself." Fang Ping was stunned. Immediately, he could only take out the martial arts array with tears in his eyes. Is it easy for me to earn some credits? It's too expensive, isn't it? Lu Fengru took Fang Ping's martial arts array. I brushed the door of the training room. Tick. The door opens. Fang Ping walks slowly towards the cultivation room. It's so uncomfortable that my money is crying. Lu Fengru said lightly. Don't talk nonsense. Go in and you'll know. Enter the training room. Fang Ping suddenly raised his head, then straightened up, excitedly shouted, so full of energy. I feel that the qi and blood in my whole body are activated. Lu Fengru said, that's the effect of burning energy mines. Qi and blood will speed up recovery. The brittle bones are also more detailed. Get ready to go. Fang Ping doesn't talk nonsense. Immediately sit down with your knees crossed. Lu Fengru leaned against the wall and said, breaking through the 3rd grade. It is necessary to penetrate the 26 branches of the spine in one breath. It must not be stopped suddenly. Otherwise, it will be life-threatening. Don't panic when you're in trouble. There's me staring. Gotta know the teacher. Fang Ping agreed. Then I concentrated and began to break through. He unleashed his psychic powers. Sensing the branches of the spine, Lu Fengru was taken aback. This kid. He was able to use his spiritual power to sense the branches. Immediately, he stroked his chin and walked to Fang Ping's side. Normally, there are only 6 flat dancers. In order to sense the existence of spiritual power, could it be that Fang Ping is one? Seedlings of the clan. At this time, the corners of Fang Ping's mouth were slightly raised. It's a lot simpler than I thought. I was scared of what the teacher said. At this time, a tingling pain suddenly came up from the spine. Fang Ping secretly said in his heart that it was not good. Critical moment. Lu Fengru pressed a palm on Fang Ping's back. Gentle energy is poured into Fang Ping's body. Focus and don't get distracted. With the help of Lu Fengru, Fang Ping gradually calmed down. Over time, drops of sweat slipped down Fang Ping's face. For hours later, the system prompt sounds upgraded to the 3 planes realm. Fang Ping let out a long breath. Then open your eyes, excitedly shouted teacher. I've broken through the 3 grade realm. Lu Fengru yawned. Say, you can strengthen yourself? Don't take too many risks. I'll go back first. After speaking, he left the cultivation room. Looking at the energy that permeated the cultivation room, Fang Ping pondered the energy that the cultivation room was so full of. Wouldn't it be a bit of a waste to just use it to consolidate the realm? It's better to strike while the iron is hot. Take a peek. Sampin interrupted cultivation is so expensive, but make good use of his value. So Fang Ping closed his eyes again, begin to impact the 3-product interruption. And while he was immersed in cultivation, a wisp of blood was running from his nostrils. What did you actually cross directly to the middle of the 3rd grade? It seems that this kid is really a seedling of the clan. At this time, Lu Fengru had just left the cultivation room. Old man Li came here. After watching Lu Fengru leave, he secretly ran to the door of the cultivation room. Hey, my big customer is making rapid progress. I was able to use the cultivation room. I'll have to see where we get now. And Fang Ping in the cultivation room. At this time, but I remembered the scene in my dream again. He hurriedly focused. It's not good, you can't think about it. But it was too late. The next second, Fang Ping covered his chest. A mouthful of blood spurted out. Consciousness is also gradually becoming modular. The pace then fell to the ground with a thud. Outside the door, Old Man Li was lying on the door, listening to the movement inside. Stinky boys aren't going to be lazy. Why hasn't there been any movement for so long? Seniors at this time. Staff member Xiao Hong walked over. Scared Old Man Li. Xiao Hong said with a smile, "Why did you come to repair it yourself?" "But it's not this one that needs to be repaired." Old Man Li hurriedly replied. "That room was finished. I'll check this one." Xiao Hong said suspiciously, "This one is good. There's someone in there." Old Man Li pretended not to know. I asked, "So when will this person check out?" Red indicates that the night has timed out. "I'm here to give you a push." So he raised his hand and knocked on the door. But there was no response in the room. Old man Li's eyes narrowed. There's something wrong with the timeout. Then he kicked the door down. I saw Fang Ping fall to the ground, already in a coma. Xiaohong hurriedly went up to help Fang Ping. What to do with the seniors? Old man Li said calmly. Don't worry about getting it back. Immediately, he took out an elixir from his bag, stuffed it into a square flat mouth. Then he pressed down on his heavenly spirit cover. The power of the majestic qi and blood suddenly burst out. The next second, Fang Ping suddenly opened his eyes. Teacher Li, he raised his head and looked at the old man Li in front of him. Exclaimed Teacher Li. How are you? Old man Li was angry. Why do you think I'm eating idle food? Fang Ping touched his head and smiled awkwardly. No, I just didn't expect Mr. Li to be so powerful. Thank you, teacher. Old man Li's face twitched slightly. You stinky boy should thank me. Then he pointed to the floor. Say, try throwing a punch on the ground. Fang Ping was stunned. Smash a punch, but he didn't ask much. Stood up and began to condense the power of qi and blood. After a short build-up, a punch slammed into the floor. I only heard a bang. The floor burst open in an instant. Fang Ping stood up incredulously. The discussion said that I was interrupted 3 times. Before Fang Ping could react, Old man Li slapped a piece of paper on his face. What the hell? Fang Ping looked at the paper and exclaimed. Old man Li said with a smile on his face. A fine marble floor tile. The door of the cultivation room was opened. A total of 1 million. Please pay it off within 7 days. Thank you. Fang Ping instantly felt that he couldn't take a breath. Didn't you let me smash the floor tiles? And I didn't break that door. He also ignored Fang Ping's shouting. Old man Li turned his head and gestured. And you owe me my life. Remember too. The next day, Fang Ping came to Lu Fengru's dormitory. Lu Fengru exclaimed in disbelief. You actually crossed directly to the middle of the 3-body problem. Fang Ping touched his head and smiled. Isn't that what the instructor taught? Lu Fengru glanced at Fang Ping seriously. This slippery little ghost is really a clan seedling. Looks like I need to mention him a little more. Then he turned around and took a document to Fang Ping. Here's the itinerary for the next mission. Teacher Tang Feng led the team. The location is still southern Xinjiang. Fang Ping was taken aback. It's southern Xinjiang again. Is it the entrance to the next cave? It really has to be opened in southern Xinjiang. That's right. Cult dancers have gathered in southern Xinjiang. They were waiting for a new cave entrance to open. Meet the cave creatures. This mission, it will be jointly dispatched by the 3 major martial arts schools of Demon Martial Jinwu southern Xinjiang. A drop of cold sweat slid down Fang Ping's face. That's it. Most of them have been beaten by me. Can you still work together happily? Lu Fengru's right hand rested on Fang Ping's shoulder. Said that although you were opponents before, but in the face of a common enemy, you will eventually become comrades in arms. This is also a compulsory course to become a grandmaster. Fang Ping nodded seriously. I understand. These rookies are too stupid. For the first time, the teenager participated in large-scale combat. Unexpectedly, he was attacked by the enemy. At this moment, a sharp whistle sounded. 5 college students each. A moment after the whole gathering. Jingwu Demon Martial Arts and the students of the 5 major schools in the 3 places of southern Xinjiang. They lined up in the open space of the camp. Lu Shiping, general of the Nanjiang military region, sent a message to me. No nonsense. Let's start by emphasizing 3 disciplines. First, it is forbidden to do anything to comrades. Second, you are not allowed to be a deserter. Third, it is forbidden to hide war spoils. Do you understand? I understood that all the students responded loudly. Lu Shiping began to talk about the content of the mission. Cult dancer. Now it has been besieged by the military headquarters in the area of Tsangshan. Tasks assigned to you. There is only a small rock village. There are about 300 cultists in the village. That's the same number as you guys. Your task is to destroy them all. The square plane is exposed blue. 300 against 300. It's hard to lay out. Tang Feng said. 300 against 300 is fine. A team of 300 is fine. Negotiate the battle plan for yourselves. One more point. All instructors will retreat to a distance of 5 kilometers. Do not participate in this operation. The audience was in an uproar. He also ignored the comments of the students. Lu Shiping and Tang Feng turned around and left the camp. The students looked at each other one by one. What do you mean? Leave us alone? Looked at Tang Feng and the others who drove away. Fang Ping's brows furrowed slightly. Looks like he really doesn't want to take care of us anymore. So many people have never experienced a big team battle. If there is not a good tactic, forcibly fused together, it's going to be messed up. At this time, the contemptible man suddenly spoke. Everyone. I have a suggestion. I'm Zhao Yang, the leader of the elite martial arts. It's better for each team to send a few of the strongest out. Let's discuss tomorrow's battle plan. After discussing the battle plan, all the students went to sleep. And at this time, in the surveillance camp 5 kilometers away, Lu Shiping and Tang Feng were looking at the surveillance screen in front of them. Lu Shiping said disappointedly after discussing the battle plan. They all slept like this. There are not even people who practice. This group of rookies. It's stupid too. I really doubt that 100 billion yuan will be allocated to Wuhan University every year. Is it worth it in the end? Tang Feng said that novices always have shortcomings. Besides, how many strong people have been cultivated by Wuda? Don't you know? Lu Shiping snorted coldly. They thought the enemy was really just sitting there waiting for them to fight. Tang Feng was non-committal for the task of encircling and suppressing large strongholds. They are indeed inexperienced. So, isn't this a practice? Lu Shiping turned his head to look at Tang Feng. 15 kilometers away is the cult stronghold. Once at this time, the cult dancers raided. How many people will die? Tang Feng fell silent. Immediately, Lu Shiping said profitably, I'm going to give them a long memory. On the other side, Fang Ping suddenly opened his eyes, grasped the phoenix mouth knife, shouting out who is not heroic. Frightened, he hurriedly raised his hand and said that I was not male. Fu Chaning and Zhao Lei were also awakened. 3 watches came to our camp in the middle of the night. It can't be revenge. Don't think of people so badly, but scared and wanted to sleep with us. That one is even more unlikely. Gu Xiong said solemnly. I'm here to tell you, there may be cult raids. If you're not sleepy, come with me for a vigil. The 3 of them were taken aback. The screen turns. Several people came outside the camp. Gu Xiong said about a battle of this scale. There is a high probability of attacking the camp. In the military headquarters and caves, the dancers had to sleep with their eyes open. We're too lax. I'm not reassured. Fang Ping asked with a little surprise. You've also been to the crypt. Gu Xiong said that the dancers of the 3 grades had to go to the cave. I'll go that time. It just so happened that the 2 armies were fighting. Heavy casualties. That's when I understood. Our hatred with the crypt is undying. Fang Ping's brows furrowed slightly. Don't talk about that. You'll find out sooner or later. Gu Xiong continued. I'm looking for you this time. Mainly because of what President Wang said. So I can ask you for help at a critical time. Fang Ping grinned. Hey, Brother Wang really looks up to me. Suddenly, Fang Ping's ears moved. He hurriedly whispered that there was someone. And at this time on the branch above their heads, several cult dancers were looking down at them. That's it. And then it's my turn. Blizzard, /5 times in a row. The boy killed the cult dancer in the middle of the 3rd grade in one move. Several cult dancers at this time. He was running quickly towards the camp of the martial arts students. One of them said, Boss, in front is the camp of Wuhan University. I feel those students deliberately brought us here. The red-haired man, he meowed, called the boss, scolded angrily. The army will forget it. Now even stinky students dare to bully us. At this moment, a man landed on a tree branch. Looking down, there seemed to be a few students below, but it's not the same as the ones just now. A few people were talking. Anyway, we can't get out of the encirclement of the army. It's better to kill these stinky students. There was a hint of stinginess in the red-haired eyes. That's right, kill one and earn one. Keep another one as a hostage. Maybe you can break through the encirclement of the army. So several leaders chatted together. Our holy souls. Eventually, it will return to the real world. Suddenly, there was a thud. One person was directly cut off by the waist. When? Several people were shocked. Fang Ping stood on the branch next to him. The phoenix mouth knife in your hand, your life. We took it. At this time, Gu Xiong and the three of them also jumped up from below. Gu Xiong threw a punch at the red hair. Red fur ducked. Then a back kick kicks the bear away. Then he jumped towards Fang Ping with a big sword in his hand. Stinky students are looking for death. A wave of air burst out in the air. Fang Ping raised the phoenix mouth knife with both hands. Resist hard. It turned out to be a 3-product interruption. Since I entered the 3rd grade, it's the first time I've met a fellow street dancer. So he shouted to the bear. This guy is handed over to me. You go and help. Vice chanting they received. The bear turned and ran towards another battlefield. On the other side, Fu chanting shot at the end of the gun, poked in the abdomen of a cult warrior. Then turned the gun, a backhand shot down. However, it was evaded by the cult warriors. The tip of his spear was also stuck on the ground. At this time, the cult warrior swept his leg and threw it out. It's over the calf. Fu Chanting screamed in his heart that it was not good. A critical juncture. Gu Xiong fell from the sky. A punch down, directly break the leg of the cult warrior. The cult warrior lay on the ground and screamed in pain. It's become a real fish. On the other side, Zhao Lei kicked the cult martial artist away. The cult warrior slammed into a big tree with a bang. Zhao Lei didn't give him a chance to breathe. Towards his face, he threw a hard punch. All I heard was a bang. Countless leaves fell in an instant. And Fang Ping is here. The two were indistinguishable for a while. Fang Ping grinned. Mutual consumption in this way is not an option. Do you have a good record? Let's take a look. Hong Mao is not happy. Is this looking down on me? As a result, strong qi and blood fluctuations erupted all over the body. My holy soul. Eventually, it will return to the real world. Thanos jumped to his feet. A sword was swung at Fang Ping's neck. Fang Ping dodged the attack in one move. All I heard was a clang. The big tree behind it was cut down in an instant. Fang Ping's pupil shrank. It's really good at it. Before Fang stabilized his body, Hong Mao threw out a backhand sword. Fang Ping was taken aback. Hurriedly stomped on the ground with a mouth knife. Sideways and flicked the sword into the air with the hilt. The red-haired sword left his hand. Fang Ping took advantage of the situation to pursue. Take a leap. Bloody 5 in a row. Red hairs on the spot barbecue. Blood splattered on Fang Ping's face. Fang Ping said lightly, 800 cards. 800,005 great alliances attacked. Unexpectedly, he was attacked by the enemy halfway. The young man's son ran spoke to kill. Just now, the radio in the camp went off. Please note that you will come to each of the 5 major students. The basic score of this assessment is 100 points. 10 points are deducted from the Tactical Instruction Academy. Other colleges deduct 5 points. Namba Guxiong is awarded 15 points. Mo Fuchaning is rewarded with 15 points. Mo Zhao Lei is rewarded with 30 points. Mobu Fangpei awards 80 points. Early the next morning, the crowd gathered together again. Zhao Yang said that after last night's raid, I have to admit that everyone is too optimistic. We'll have to figure out what to do next. Gu Xiong said that the cult already knew about our existence. They can no longer be treated as deaf and blind. I suggest heading to Panchir village immediately. Fang Ping also assisted his chin and said yes. In the delay of time, I don't know what the other party is going to make again. Yu Xianghua of the demon martial arts pointed to the map and said yes. How do we get there? The camp is located 15 kilometers from Panchir village. The cars were all driven away by the military department. Everyone fell silent for a moment. Gu Xiong said, if I understand correctly. And they do. It's simulating the combat environment of a cave for us. There is no transportation in the caves. We can only move on foot. So the crowd went to Panchir village. Yang Xiaoman complained about Dao Fang Ping. You're so unrighteous. What's wrong with us? Last night you went out to keep vigil. Why don't you call me and Yunshi? Chun Yunshi lowered his head. Frustrated, I don't even know what's going on. Points were deducted. Fang Ping quibbled and said, what do I call you? You can't break into the girls' tent. Yang Xiaoman angrily scolded the excuse. Don't you have a cell phone? The scumbag Chun Yunshi said worriedly. If we can't do it, we will end the assessment with 85 points. I will definitely be scolded when I go back. Fu Channing smiled and said no. Yunshi, I guess you will end the assessment with 60 points. Yang Xiaoman strangled Fu Chengding Esinik, Fu Chengding. You shut up the old lady. If you don't help us, forget it. He also said cool words. Fu Channing hurriedly apologized for being wrong. Wrong, Fang Ping said seriously. I don't want to be scolded. Killing a few more cultists in a while will add points. You have to be mentally prepared. Chun Yunshi nodded seriously. I will, right now. A boulder suddenly fell from the sky. Bang! It was smashed in the position where Fang Ping was. Chun Yunshi's eyes widened instantly. Countless boulders fell from the sky. The students scattered and fled. There was an ambush and everyone dispersed. 3-rank dancer cover. Chun Yunshi stared blankly at the boulder in front of him. Little man Fang Ping. Yang Xiaoman hurriedly shouted. Yunshi dodged. A boulder was smashing down on Chun Yunshi's head. A critical juncture. Fang Ping leaped forward. A single knife splits the boulder in half. Fang Ping and Fu Channing walked over. You're all right, Yang Xiaoman said fearfully. I don't have much of a problem. Taoist Yunshi scared me to death just now. Chun Yunshi raised his head. Worriedly, he looked at Fang Ping. I thought Fang Ping just now. Fang Ping said reproachfully. I'm sorry. If only I could have detected the danger sooner. A few people were talking. A cultist suddenly slashes out of the forest, straight to Fang Ping. Fang Ping's pupils suddenly locked. A backhand stab took out the cultist. Yang Xiaoman and the others were taken aback. Don't take them with you yet. Come back to your senses. Dozens more figures scurried out of the forest. In an instant, the 5 major students were surrounded. Fang Ping's eyes lit up. Sun coldly spit out a word to kill. The 5 major alliances were ambushed. Heavy casualties. The teenager resolutely said that he would change his strategy. Attack now. They are the turtles in the urn. At this time, with Fang Ping's order, Fu Channing and a few people began to kill. A moment of effort. Fang Ping was surrounded by cultists, and they were all killed. At this time, Gu Xiong ran over in a panic. Fang Ping, what's going on your side? Fang Ping replied. Ran too. Everything else has been solved. What about you? Gu Xiong's face instantly became gloomy. The screen turns. Fang Ping and the others came to the men's 5th team. Look at the corpses of the cadets lying on the ground. Gu Xiong said heavily, seriously injured 9 people. 3 people died. Fang Ping covered his forehead, said bitterly, it shouldn't be. There were casualties before they even entered the village. Gu Xiong's brows furrowed. This is war. The cave is even more dangerous than that. At this time, Zhao Yang and others from Jingwu came over. It's not so much about how dangerous the enemy is. It's better to say that our strategy is wrong. Large forces fighting. It doesn't really fit the style of our dancers. Swiftness and strong destructive power are the characteristics of our warriors. Fang Ping frowned slightly. What do you mean? Zhao Yang said coldly to form a strong team. Immediately besiege Rock Village. They're the turtles in the urn. Gu Xiong touched his chin and said yes. Now everyone has enough energy. Even if you encounter a strong enemy, you can fight back. Continuing to move slowly will only be consumed by them. Fang Ping pondered. There is some reason to change the style of combat. Maybe that's what the assessment is for. Acclimatization. Constantly adjust your strategy in the face of setbacks. Survival of the fittest. The weak are eliminated. So Fang Ping spoke, since everyone was unanimous. That's easy to do, he said as he drew on the ground with a phoenix mouth knife. I have an offer. Behind Panshir Village is a mountain. We can divide into 3 teams. Attack from 3 sides. Jingwu Demon Martial Arts, each group a team. 1 team of 3 schools in southern Xinjiang. 10 people per team. It is composed of the strongest 3rd and 2nd grades of each school. Others do backup forces on the periphery. Support and retreat at any time. What do you guys think? Zhao Yang and Gu Xiong nodded at the same time. So the crowd began to act according to the plan. The men's 5th team is in position. The Golden 5 team is in place. The Magic 5 team asked. As the sound fell, 3 teams of men and horses quickly rushed into Panshir Village from 3 directions. Fang Ping, who was rushing in front, was suddenly stunned. I saw a scrawny old man stood sluggishly in front of the house not far away. Fang Ping raised his hand and waited. Everyone was confused. How can there be old people? What's going on? At this time, the old man slowly turned his head to look at everyone. Then he suddenly opened his mouth and shouted, "Kill." The next second, the village suddenly rioted and killed. I saw countless people with sickles, the nail rake, and others rushed out of the house. The crowd was shocked. Those were small children. Gu Xiong pressed the headset and said, "A group of old people and children rushed out of the village. They're like crazy." The village left too. So is it on our side? Look at a little girl rushing towards her with a scythe in hand. Fang Ping couldn't help but think of his sister Fang Yuan. What should Fang Ping do now? Damn it turned out to be a humanoid bomb. The boy was furious and watched me raise Panshir Village. At this time, Zhao Yang kicked an old cult man away, said that the child was knocked unconscious. Take it back to the military department to deal with. Kill all the other cults. Bu Xiong also said that it was the only way. I can't do it, kid. Fang Ping turned sideways to dodge the little girl's attack. Then a slap knocked the little girl unconscious. The child faints. All other kills. It was the fire dancers who cheered hard in unison. Burst out at the same time. The 5 students were like wolves entering a flock of sheep. Blink of an eye. Then he killed all the cultists who rushed up. Fang Ping people slowly walked towards several cultists standing not far away. The retreating few people turned around and ran when they saw this. Zhao Yang raised the corners of his mouth disdainfully. Sure enough, it was exactly what I thought. These cults are no match for us at all. Everyone took advantage of the victory and pursued it. Fang Ping hurriedly stopped. Don't chase after the pitfalls. Now it's time to take the child to a safe place first. Suddenly, a loud laugh with the power of weeping blood came. Indiscriminate killing of innocents. This is called a dancer. Shed crocodile tears. Put on airs. When you dare to use us as a trial, then I will put you to the test. Let you be forever. I can't forget today. Fang Ping's brows furrowed, and he cried blood. You can feel that the other person is nearby. However, the exact location could not be determined. Zhao Yang raised his head and shouted at the dancer. It's not the turn of a cult to evaluate. There's a kind of rolling out. We're going to let you die a good death. Zhao Yang's voice just fell. Suddenly, there was a burst of explosions behind him. The crowd was shocked. There was an exclamation in the headset that there was a bomb. Fang Ping hurriedly turned back where the bomb came from. Before he could react, the corpse of the cultist behind him exploded. One of the Demon 5 students let out a scream at my hand. At the same time, the trainees of Jingwu and Nanwu also suffered heavy casualties. The headset shouted eagerly to retreat first. The wounded were quickly evacuated from Panshir village. Zhao Yang smashed his fist on a boulder, gritted his teeth. If only those bombs had been detected earlier. They probably won't die. At this moment, everyone's faces were as gloomy as water. Yu Xianghua said, "Human bombers in the fight with cult dancers. Actually, there are records. It's just that we've never encountered it ourselves." As soon as he went to the battlefield, he just thought about rushing and killing. Chun Yunshi said in disbelief. Those children looked like they were 6 or 7 years old. Zhao Lei roared angrily. "What are we waiting for now? Go kill those brutes." Fang Ping said calmly, "Don't be impulsive. Cults occupy a geographical advantage. Rushing into the village will encounter street fighting, broken one by one, only to force them to come out and fight us head-on, to have a chance of winning." Zhao Yang said, "That would destroy their geographical advantage. Demolish the rock village." Gu Xiong's brows furrowed. But the building was demolished. A minimum of 2 bottles of dancers is required. It takes a lot of qi and blood to do it. If the cult takes the opportunity to sneak attack, we don't have time to recover. Probably still. At this time, Fang Ping did not have much of a problem opening. I have the physique to absorb pills quickly. As long as the pill is sufficient, I'll be able to keep recovering my blood and energy. If you are willing to fund some qi and blood pills to me, I can act as a humanoid saboteur. Bulldoze the village of rock. The great missionary arrives. The pinnacle of 3 products. Sure enough, it was terrifying. "Don't ink. Let's go up together." At this time, only a boom was heard. The whole house shook with it. A cultist ran in a panic. Pointing outside, he said, "The great mission. Those 5 college students are demolishing the village. It's going to be dismantled here soon." The man who was called the Great Missionary. Unhurriedly, he picked up the teapot in his hand. "Panic what? A group of 5 eagle dogs that have not grown their hair together actually used this most blood-consuming way, forcing us out of danger." Then the corners of his mouth raised. Said lightly and let them continue. Bang! Fang Ping burst out of a house. The house collapsed with it. Fang Ping was sweating profusely, gasping for air. It should be about the same. If this group of cults is not stupid, it will definitely appear when we are short of qi and blood. Pretend to regain qi and blood. But in fact, I'm the only one who consumes the most. But keep it going like this. It may bring the cult together. So Fang Ping shouted loudly. Those who are short of qi and blood will first withdraw to the camp. Don't stay here. Replenish qi and blood. Prevent cults from raiding away. The crowd got up and dressed up to leave. Suddenly, the sound of dense footsteps came from all around. Countless cultists surrounded the people of Wuda in an instant. Everyone's eyes froze. It's finally here. The great missionary stretched out his index finger to kill the eagle dogs. Fulfill their desire to fall out of love. Killing cultists instantly swarmed up. However, it is an egg hitting a stone. In the blink of an eye, he was killed countless by the students of Wuhan University. The great missionary was shocked. Here's what's going on. Gu Xiong swept towards the great missionary from the side. Stupid. Dare to underestimate us. Capture the thief and capture the king first. The big missionary is mumbling. Did I win the lottery? Can be immediately followed. He turned away with a wicked smile on his face. I'm so scared. Then in Gu Xiong's horrified gaze, a roundhouse kick is thrown. Gu Xiong spurted out a mouthful of blood. Slide a few meters on the ground before stopping. He hurriedly shouted the peak of the 3rd grade. A few more men besieged him. Fang Ping was taken aback. The pinnacle of 3 products. Isn't it the same as Qin Fengqing I saw last time? So Fang Ping had several stronger students. Quickly come to the rescue. The great missionary scratched his ears. It's funny to say disdainfully. 6-3 frets out of the middle section. Don't ink. Let's go together. The crowd was not welcome. Directly start the group fight. Yu Xianghua slashed down. The great missionary attack dodged. Zhao Lei took the opportunity to throw a punch. The great missionary slipped backwards with both hands resisting. Fang Ping jumped up quickly. A poke kicked down. However, only the sound of dang was heard. Fang Ping was directly shocked away. Fang Ping looked incredulous. Poking his feet won't work for him. Zhao Yang, who rushed up, was also slapped so much that he vomited blood. Fly upside down. The great missionary sneered with a bloody face. No, I didn't even make any effort about it. Zhao Yang fell to his knees. A mouthful of blood spurted out. Then a cruel look flashed in his eyes, pestering him to help me create opportunities. The teenager is domineering and single-handedly at the pinnacle of the 3 products. Great mission. How do you do it? I'll tell you when I kneel down. At this time, Zhao Yang was accumulating strength on the side. Several others beat up and screamed. Buy time for Zhao Yang. Charge is complete. Zhao Yang stomped on the soles of his feet. The ground burst out. His right hand was completely blood red. Just when the fist was about to hit the back of the head of the great missionary, the great missionary suddenly raised his head to the sky and let out a roar of rage. The power of qi and blood suddenly exploded. Several people around were instantly shaken away. Zhao Yang's killer punch also deviated from the direction, hit on the back of the great missionary. The great missionary turned his head to look at Zhao Yang. It's a shame to grin. The voice fell. He jerked around. A backhand punch is on. Zhao Yang flew out. Zhao Yang slammed into the wall. Another mouthful of blood spurted out. The abominable people saw this. Again towards the big rumor called violence. The great missionary stood calmly and calmly, seeing the crowd come to him. He kicked Gu Xiong sideways away. Immediately after that, the body leans back rapidly. Dodge a sword slashed by the sun. Then he kicked Yu Xiangyang's sword into the air. The great missionary grasped the sword in the air. A sword swinged. The 2 elite martial arts students instantly spat blood from their mouths and fell backwards. Ban Fu Changding was also kicked in the abdomen. Fly upside down. As a great missionary of central air conditioning, naturally you will not fall behind Fang Ping in the distance. I saw him let go of the long sword in his hand. Then a kick on the hilt of the sword. When the bang. The long sword went straight to Fang Ping like a cannonball. Fang Ping's pupils shrank suddenly. Hurriedly raised the phoenix mouth knife to resist. A few breaths, and they were all repulsed. The cloth bear wipes the blood from the corners of its mouth. Shout out everyone attention. He's deliberately playing tricks on us. Consume our qi and blood.